All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. We are checking out the Mysteries of Mythos. That's right, we're going to find out what all the hubbub is all about, and you're going to find out with us. Or maybe you already found out, and you're re-watching this just to see what we think. Anyway, either way, we thought it might be fun, and so we thought we'd make a little event out of it, and here we are. I am Lord Steve Bishotti. Emil and Lucky Len today
Hello.
is with us. How are you two fellas doing?
I'm
Great.
doing great. Yeah, it's gonna start in less than a minute now. This is exciting. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, these are the people that are gonna die in this. This many people from these factions are gonna die in Jeremy's story.
It's so horrible. What a horrible story.
Not if you're a big 1/6 shooter, because only one of his characters from Leodicius is going down apparently.
I think we're gonna look at accessory packs, accessories, or no. My guess was reinforcements, but I do think 36 figures will be a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, I don't think I have any idea that makes perfect sense. Actually,
I don't have an idea that makes perfect sense. I just know that I mean, it's the Horsemen. I'm sure it'll be something good. They usually don't let us down.
exactly. That's the only thing that I'm leaning towards, or leaning. What do you say? That I
Yeah,
feel
you're right. Leaning.
safe, with secure with.
I'm gonna talk in the chat right now.
Do it.
So we gonna have audio?
Yes.
We
When it
believe
pops up.
so. Yes.
Okay, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might at times have to lower their volume if we're trying to say something, or mute them. But I think that we'll figure it out as we go.
Interesting.
And we're at that hour. We're at. Oh. I'll adjust that down.
Secure the power.
Official Four Horsemen production. Oh, I see my friend Cookie.
Cookie is official.
Oh, look
What's
who's
up,
there.
everyone? Diego, Eric, how are you today?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I think people are probably watching saying, like, wow, Jeremy, Diego, and Eric for this announcement.
For sure.
They brought out the big guns to announce the Mythic Legions quilt.
Exactly. That is the big surprise. People want to be comfy. We've heard your voice. The quilt is here.
Yeah, that's.
I wouldn't mind a Mythic Legions quilt.
I know you wouldn't.
That one.
Yes,
Nice.
the
Diego
Mysteries
with
of
the fresh cut.
Mythos has a really nice ring, but the quilt of Mythos is just it is a wonderful thing to behold.
The fabric that brings us all together.
It
You know?
does. So, in all seriousness, guys, thank you very much. Everybody, thank you for joining us today. We are finally going to reveal the mystery behind this little teaser that we did here. So, we revealed this, it was about 2 weeks now, I think, Diego, was when we posted this set of squares and people started, guessing what it could be. What were some of your favorite guesses, guys, that you saw people say for this, besides the quilt, of course?
Well, one of my favorite guesses was, showing us playing D&D and all that. I was like, oh, that'd be fun, like something like that. But that's because I'm a role player at heart.
A lot of guesses for the game.
Yeah, that was definitely a good one. I did like the quilt as well, just because I do think that's actually a viable thing. So, sometimes, ideas can come from anywhere. So this time next year, we might be doing one. Who knows?
You heard it here first. So then, of course, we posted this, and there was a lot of speculation. Is it a pixelated image? What?
I didn't hear your theory,
And then
Steve. That
we
makes me
changed
sad.
it over to this. So we added all of these
I know.
faction logos, and I
Makes
love
me sad too.
how creative people were getting with their guesses. Like the fact that if you notice in that top row, there are two noble bear.
Let's not
logos
forget that
side
the
by
first time they
side,
posted the
but then
picture, it
in
had an
the
error
far,
on it, and that
the
really
bottom
messed
right
people up
corner,
with
there
the
are
blue
two
squares.
noble bear logos up and down. People were suggesting that when the faction logos are side by side, it's a long item like a horse. And then if it's up and down, it's a tall item like an ogre or a troll. So people were really, really reading into these teasers, trying to, figure out exactly what we had going.
I mean, the fan theories just are an endless source of entertainment. And we love seeing it because everyone's so creative and comes up with way cooler ideas than we're like, wow, that'd be a really clever idea. Unfortunately, you give us too much credit sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Schmermerberber is here saying that we're trying not to say the word dragon. Of course, a lot of people did suggest that somehow these 36 squares and these 10 faction logos equated to a dragon of some kind. Not so much. So let's explain to you what we're doing here. Let's give you a little bit of a reveal.
Here
If
we
we
go.
pull back the curtain on this, we see actually 36 Mythic Legions characters behind those squares. So I heard a bunch of people suggesting, is it going to be a 36 figure wave? It is not going to be a 36 figure wave. Eric, after what you went through with those first two Kickstarters, I think it's fair to say that there will never be a 36 figure
not
wave
All-Star.
again, correct?
Never again.
Never again.
No, not all stars.
What we are going to do, however, is release the Mysteries of Mythoss. These are going to be some blind box surprise packages that are going to go on sale next Monday. So let's explain exactly what is happening here. As part of the 10-year anniversary of Mythic Legions, this is 2024 is the 10 years of Mythic Legions. What an incredibly cool accomplishment. What a milestone. So as part of that, what we are doing, this is not a vote of any kind. We did a small run of a number of older figures, some very, very cool figures that really needed to get back out there in collections, but that traditionally may not have fared very well in All-Stars votes. A lot of, Advent of Decay 2.0 style figures. Additionally, Cookie cleaned out the warehouse and found a whole bunch of warehouse finds, a whole bunch of figures that we had previously thought were sold out that we can now add into this. So what we thought would be cool is, hey, let's make these available. We've always brought older figures to shows, and as much as we love doing that, and we continue doing that when we can, bringing figures to shows eliminates anyone that can't get over to the shows, obviously. So we wanted to do something like we just did with the in-stock sale that would allow a wider range of the Legionnaires access to this. And we loved the idea as for the anniversary, doing these blind boxes that were something old and something new. So the something old are these chase figures that you see right here. The idea of doing them as a blind box was simply because there are some figures on this list that are warehouse finds that we have less than a case of. Diego, I'm sure you see this all the time. When we do one of these in-stock sales and we have items that are that limited, if you don't log on,
so that's less than 24
immediately,
and
you
snag.
miss out on some of those lower quantity figures. And we've always seen people who get cart jacked because something that's in their cart sells out before they can check out. And while they're trying to update their cart, other figures go out of sale. That's so frustrating. To prevent that here, because that would have absolutely happened. If we just put these figures up, buy what you want, that's what it would have happened. By doing it as a blind box, whether you log in the first seconds or you log in an hour later or 4 hours later, assuming there's still some, you have just as much chance to get any of these figures, including some of the ones that we have the least of. I think, speaking as a fan myself, that's something that I think is pretty cool here.
We wanted to do
Are those
something
all Advent
that,
of Decay, Steve?
equalize the playing field for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be stressful when you're listen, we've all
I
been
think
there.
so.
We've all been there when a drop
Right?
is about to happen, hitting
No,
refresh, add to cart,
no.
and the
Oh,
panic,
no, because that's
and then
the
if you don't
vampire
get
guy.
something,
And
there's a sting.
Yep.
Brother and he's not
York
from
was
that.
not
Sure that,
Advent
you
of
know,
Decay.
everyone kind of has an equal opportunity.
Red
And
Shield
with some
Soldier
of these
too. That's an
finds,
interesting one to
there's
have there.
not a lot of them. Some of those characters, it's
Yeah, that
Fausty,
he's considered one of the
low,
older
it's single
ones.
digits on some of them, but
Red
you
Shield?
know,
Yeah.
instead
Shield.
of
He's more of a
creating
newer
sense of
one than
frustration,
some
Yeah,
of
but
the
he's
ones we've
gone.
used.
Like he
And
disappeared
no
so
matter
fast.
what, you're gonna get
He was
a
the first
cool
one to
figure.
disappear. I think when
You're
everything
really gonna
was
get
out.
two cool figures, but
I wouldn't
you know,
mind the
Jeremy will
Kador up
expand
there.
on that.
Yeah, so I see some questions here that I'm going to answer in a bit. But yeah, so something old, something new. In addition to, you're guaranteed to get one of the chase figures on this list here, plus you're going to get a newer figure from a more current wave. So each blind box is going to include 2 figures, one from this chase list, plus an additional newer figure of our choice. It's going to be $75 for the blind box. So that's the same price as these were normally at retail. We're not increasing the price of these because of the rarity of some of these figures. Some of the figures on this list sell on the secondary market for well over $100. We don't, when stuff sells for that much money, we don't make any more money on it. We want to get these in fans' hands. These small runs, these warehouse finds will hopefully allow that to happen. So for $75, you get something old, something new. And I love that sense, Eric, of kind of seeing the history of the line in these blind boxes. If you look at this list of chase figures here, the fact that we've got Carpathius from the very first wave, we've got Sir Godfrey. When was the last time Sir Godfrey from 1.5 showed up anywhere? Kador from Covenant of Shadow, and then a number of figures from Advent of Decay, an incredibly important wave to the line. There's some heavy hitters in that wave, some heavy hitters in this graphic right
If I
here.
get a
So
Ragna,
getting some of that stuff from those
Yeah.
early
Oh, you'll
waves,
definitely get a
nothing.
Ragna.
along with something newer
Getting
from
not
like
telling-
ten
they're not
boxes
telling
and you
you
get
that
10
it's-
I
Ragna.
think that's really
It's 6
going
cases
to
of
show,
Ragnas.
kind of the breadth of this wave over that 10-year anniversary.
I have a guess that they
Absolutely.
have
You know,
quite a
for
lot
us,
of
thinking
thump
back to
remaining
Advent
as
of
well,
Decay,
don't you think?
I would
still
think because
remember when Advent of
he
Decay
was still
the
he was
new
still in that
thing.
one
That
sale.
was,
Like
you know,
they
that
shut
had
it
all
down
the
and he
new
was still
tooling, and
there.
that was our
Yeah.
big step forward.
Mhm.
That's an old line now.
Yeah.
Like it's you know, so
Maybe that is the
sometimes
one that
I
I would
forget
guess
some of the figures
or
in it even.
most of these.
So yeah, I think you know, as we're in this age with the line now where we're adding so much new tooling and just pushing the limits as much as we are, it is cool to go back in time a little bit and, you know, let fans revisit these figures.
Yeah.
And it's like you mentioned, like a lot of these have been kind of lost in the mix because they're, you know, they're not quite bubbling up to the top enough in all-star votes. So they haven't really had that chance to make, you know, a second run. So this is a great opportunity for folks to you know, check out.
I assume they're going to tell us what the new figures are.
Yeah, that's
to pay.
I'm waiting
on
for.
the aftermarket.
but we don't get to choose
you know,
that figure either, right?
You know, we're kind of
No.
unattainable for.
I don't think so. Not the way
I
I
don't think
took it.
so.
Some
We'll see.
comments that I want to bring up that I love is we've got this one here from Ben K saying going to be a lot of trading in the Cabal once these are in hand. And I love that.
True.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things we talked about, that if you remember all the way back, Eric, to the original Hagnon, right? The idea that Hagnon was going to come with either a blue or a green glow and you wouldn't know it. I remember there being talk about like, well, people will be trading it in the community. Like, oh, I got an extra green. Does anyone have a blue? Well, we all know the story of Hagnon, or if you don't, there's an article we just posted last week on the website about it. Go give it a read. That idea of the community trading.
Honestly, there are a
these
lot of
is
figures here that
something
I don't
we've
have.
always loved. I
There's a
really
couple I'm
dig
actually
that as
missing
well.
too.
Eric Miller, one of the Mythic
Only one for
enablers,
me.
saying, I can't
Which
wait
one?
for the trade post. I
Eagleist.
can't wait either. I think
You don't
that's
have an
going to be a really
Eagleist?
fun part of this
No.
as well.
Really?
Oh yeah,
No.
it's going to be
Steven,
a
what?
really exciting time in the Cabal, just seeing everyone with, you know, opening their boxes and not knowing what they're going to get. And you know, just
Rage
everyone coming
videos,
together,
people
making
opening
sure
boxes and
everybody's
getting
happy,
Ragna.
you know? That's one of the best things about our community is that
I don't have the Lord
we have
Sir
a
Elf guy.
excellent fan
I
base.
realized the other day that I don't have him. Oh, I think I
Oh.
paused it.
base,
My
you
bad.
know, all the legionnaires out there that support us, support each other, and it really is it's heartening,
It'll be
rather
like
than
Charlie Brown's
disheartening.
Halloween special
It makes
when
you feel
kids go
good about
trick or
being
treating,
part of this and
and they all get
having
candy, and then
everybody involved.
And there's a lot of
Charlie
new
Brown
fans,
gets a
too.
rock.
We've
It's going to
actually
be,
got Simple
I
Tricks
got a
and
rag.
Nonsense here in the chat, and they posted, for someone like me who has none of these, this is a win no matter who I get. And that's another point, is there are so many fans that have come in the last few years that you look at an array like this.
Do you think there's going to be a limit
there's a
on
lot
how
of
many you
people
can
that are
buy?
like, I need everyone on this list. This is really going to be exciting. I did see some comments.
Maybe, but I have a feeling that they want to get these out.
There is
Yeah,
no limit
I don't think-
on these. You
There is
can't
no
buy
I don't
limit.
think
You
there's
just
going to be a
said-
limit.
Yeah.
We do have quite a few to sell.
Yeah, no
I
limit.
kind of got burnt a little bit, guys, with that Valiant Knight in the last sale, because we had so many to sell and they went so quickly that the Legionnaires, as they tend to do, surprised the heck out of me with their support. So I don't anticipate that they are going to be any less supportive of this. But we do have quite a few to sell, and there will not be any limits. And that's an important thing, because we're going to talk about something cool about limits and shipping in just a moment. But
Free shipping
one
to
other
Europe.
thing, we haven't mentioned the date yet. This will be next Monday. So
No tax.
this isn't something we're
Yeah.
doing today. We wanted to give you a little bit of advance notice. Next Monday, which is April 22nd at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we're going to do all of our social posts after this live stream is done with this information. At 11 a.m. is when we are going to do this blind box sale. So in that sale, you will have access to these blind boxes. All of these chase figures could be included. You're guaranteed to get one. $75 per blind box. In terms of shipping, Diego, we're doing something special on shipping as well. You're the shipping guy. You're the one that handles all this stuff. You meet with our shipping partners and everything. We've been working behind the scenes on something pretty cool, and we're trying it out for the first time with this set, because it's a really unique kind of sale. Tell us a little bit more about what else we're doing.
Pile of loot.
So we're trying something new this time, since this is new territory all around, a new kind of sale, a new kind of way of bringing back old figures. We're going to do something new with shipping, and that is, for the first time ever, we're going to offer a flat rate shipping of $9.99 for U.S. customers. Unfortunately, not international, but all U.S. customers. It'll be flat rate, $9.99 shipping, and that's no matter how many boxes you order in a single order. So
There's a house
you
for
could
sale
get
in my
one
neighborhood,
box, it'll be
Emil.
$9.99. You could get 20 boxes, it could be
Oh,
$9.99.
Really? You want me there?
We're trying this out to see, how it will work. Maybe to implement it in the future, maybe not. This is an excellent opportunity to do it, because all of the figures are standard figure sizes, and really, when we have waves, or like the last in stock sale where there's figures of all different sizes, it makes it a little hard to negotiate something flat rate like this, because the prices just vary so greatly. This time I talked to a couple of our reps at various carriers, and really worked hard on trying to get a price that could get us these figures to you for one flat rate price, no matter how much you guys get.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And
It is.
to address the international part, we also worked on that. And unfortunately, as much variety as there is in terms of rates in the US, the minute you go out of the US, it's like the Wild West. There's so many variables, so many differences, so much price disparity for different countries that we simply could not come up with.
Honestly,
something
I'm
that
not
made
upset
sense
about that. I think that would
for
be super
international, where
hard.
we could do
Yeah,
something like
I mean,
that
as someone that
wasn't
ships like
either
daily,
a really
the
high price to
international
mitigate the
has
risk,
gone up
or just
tremendously,
way
and
too
it's
risky.
impossible
So,
to predict.
unfortunately,
It's crazy.
for international customers, we weren't able to do something like this flat rate. It's certainly something we continue to explore, but for U.S. customers, to Diego's point, whether you buy one mystery box, two mystery boxes, three mystery boxes, or 30 mystery boxes, wherever you
No
are in
limit,
the
guys.
US,
No limit.
one of the options at checkout is going to be that flat rate shipping. So add as many as you want, pile on these orders, but it's within one order. If you order 5 mystery boxes in one order and then 5 in another, we cannot combine those. There's no combining of those, because we're going to be shipping these out essentially immediately, which is another really cool aspect of this. Eric, as someone that's obviously been around since the beginning and seen all of those, early Kickstarters and waiting for shipping. And, even now with these pre-orders, we reveal it. There's so much buildup. We're so excited. We reveal it, but then there's the wait to get them done and get them in hand. These type of immediate gratification orders are not only great for the fan base, but we love them as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before. It's for us, the wait for these big pre-order waves, is very frustrating as well. Like we obviously want to get it out and have people enjoy these figures as quickly as possible. And then when we hit delays and all that, it's it's heartbreaking on our end. So this sort of thing is so much fun for us to watch and see reaction and things like that. And so between like the in stock sale and this sale that we're technique, their method that we're trying out with this Figura, things like that, we're getting a nice mix now where we've got the pre-order waves that allow us to invest in the new tooling, but then we've got these quick order release schedules that hopefully not only are a lot of fun for people to be part of, but also kind of help with the weight on those larger waves.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple questions here that we can address because there's some good questions. So Shmurma Berber says, will this be for all purchases going forward? Not necessarily, as Diego pointed out. This is.
I mean, they have to show what the other figures are going to be, right?
Yes, that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of like have to show that.
As a new collector, I
It
think
could
I
be
would
anything.
buy a lot of boxes. As a new collector, I would get a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
Now
Especially-
I'm not sure.
It's going to depend on, I'm assuming that the other figure is going to be a standard figure. I mean, and not like a builder at 75. Because so we're saying if we're
No, it's-
pegging the
Yeah.
at what 35 for? Oh, let's hear what
That
Jeremy said.
makes it
So
feasible.
he's still talking about the shipping.
We also don't want to just increase the price of the toys and kind of roll shipping into that. We've worked hard to keep the toys.
Yeah, I mean, it
consistent
can't be
for many,
builders,
many
right?
years. So this is
I
something we're
wouldn't think so.
experimenting. If it goes well, we may see it on future sales. Will we see it on every sale? That really remains to be
If there's
seen.
builders, then there should be
Someone asking
ogres.
if we order multiple boxes.
Yeah, but he's
will
saying
we
it's
get
standard.
Everything is
boxes
standard
in the
size.
existing
Everything's
box?
standard
No.
size.
We're calling them mystery boxes as a sense of just the name of the item. But if you order 3 mystery boxes, 6 figures, Diego, it's going to be 6 figures in a box, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be that amount of figures in one box. It's not individual boxes of 2 figures packed in one larger box. And it's just for convenience sake, obviously, and to make the shipping as accurate as possible.
I want them gift wrapped.
So here's a question that we didn't
Be nice
address,
to cook
Diego. If someone places an order for 3 boxes, 6 figures, will they get 6 unique figures, or are they going to potentially get duplicates?
So we are going to try our best, and we have a lot of figures to choose from to make sure you get unique figures for every mystery box you order within one order. It's important that it's all in one order. If you have 5 different mystery boxes ordered, but over 5 separate orders, you can't make this guarantee because it's just too much for us to keep track of.
Yeah, that's
plus, you don't want to do that because you'll lose money on shipping
Like
if you have 5
36
separate
boxes,
orders. Make
then you get one of
big
each.
order with everything. With that
Yeah,
flat
it's
rate,
amazing how many
$9.99
people place
shipping,
multiple
and we're
orders.
gonna
I see
do
it
our
on my own
absolute best
website.
to make sure
Like,
you get
it
no
sometimes it
duplicates.
doesn't make sense, but
We can't
I have a feeling
100%
they get a lot
guarantee
of
it
them.
because sometimes
I
the secondary characters.
really never understood that.
We might not have
Yeah,
enough.
I
I hadn't
to
understood
insure it, but,
that
I mean,
at all.
as you see, we have 36 figures up here. If you ordered 36, there's a good chance you'll get a duplicate at a certain point. But
For sure.
for the most part, you should be fine. You should be able to get unique figures if
Yep.
you order multiple
I
boxes.
saw people in the Cabal like that ordered like 5 or 6
someone-
ISS
and this is
orders,
good. If
and
I
I
buy
was like
3,600,
confused with
can I
that.
get 100 of each? No, you can't, because
Was that because
most
of
of the
some
figures
people
on this
sell
list,
out?
we don't
perhaps?
have 100 of.
Yeah, you want to go in and
There's
grab.
a lot of figures, as I
I
mentioned.
guess, but I think
a
only
lot
the
of these
Valiant
are
Knight really
warehouse
sold out
finds.
that
There are
fast.
some figures on this list that we have,
But that you
single
don't
digits.
know
We have
ahead of
less
it,
than
you know?
10.
Yeah.
Most of them we have less than a case of. So that's one of the reasons why I mentioned at the top of the show here that we decided to go this route. Is so many of these have such limited quantities that if we just put them online with those quantities, it would be a recipe for disappointing so many people, because they would get it in their cart, think they're about to check out, and they'd get cart jacked. And we want to avoid that whenever possible.
What do you think the
So,
highest
if you
quantity
wanted
figure
that
they have
3,600
on hand
boxes,
is?
you would not get 100
Some.
of each, and you won't get all
Yeah,
of each.
you
That's
think?
incredibly
Yeah,
low.
I do.
Yeah,
Which one?
Ra-
I'll
that'd be an
Ragnar.
incredibly large order for only $9.99 shipping.
Uh,
Yes.
You think they have?
Ish is asking if we have an approximate guess and foresee how long it may take to ship these mystery boxes. So I know the warehouse team, they're already getting ready. You know, Cookie and his crew, they're hard at work getting ready for this sale. One of the nice things about this, Diego, that you and I had talked about is because of that lack of disparity, they're all the same size, and because they're all blind boxes, this is something we're hoping to get out pretty quickly. Talk a little bit about what you think on the shipping. What are we thinking?
Well, again, this is just estimates. Can't hold me 100% to it, but we are very optimistic about getting this done within possibly 2 weeks of it starting. It's a very straightforward packing scenario, and the fact that it's random figures, it expedites it even further. A lot of time gets used picking and packing orders and making sure everything's correct, and it takes our guys time to do that, and also to pack.
They can't be
different sized
wrong. You
figures.
can't get an order wrong.
That really does slow down
Unless
the
you send
process.
someone two
Guys
old
gotta
figures
fold
or
it
two
over,
new
order
ones.
Exactly.
If you
Yeah.
send someone two
standards,
old ones, no one's
order,
going to complain.
and
But if you send them two new
the
ones,
guys
they'll
are like,
complain.
okay,
So really,
what box does
the
this
scenario
fit
is
into?
pretty good for them not to mess up.
It is.
Yeah. So this is going to be quick and easy.
Let's
the
see the
latter
new
half
figure.
of even the in stock sale was just standard
Is
figures.
anybody
at the
asking
end,
about
and
that in the
by the
chat?
time we got to
I
that
just
point,
I
we
have the
started
chat down. I
flying
don't
even
have it. I
further
can't
with
see it
with
because
shipping.
I went
So
full screen.
Yeah.
I'm very
They
optimistic.
have to be.
And our guys are working hard, and I think they can get it done fairly quickly. So you don't have to worry. There won't be a huge delay between when orders are placed and when they go out. You'll likely get them fairly soon.
Yeah, this is a very different sale than the in-stock sale we just did, because of the amount of SKUs in that. While this has a ton of figures, because they're all the same, and we know that a number of these figures on here are such limited quantities, so it's not going to be the same kind of sale. One thing I do want to answer, a number of people have asked what the new figures will be. I did see somebody else ask about Legion builders. I mentioned a few minutes ago, they will not be Legion builders. You're going to get 2 standard figures. Current waves
there
are
he
going to
goes.
be
He
things
just
probably
brought it
like
up.
All-Stars
Can
5.
we
There's
talk
going to
about
be
the new
some from
figures?
that. I don't know. I mean, maybe some Poxus. Poxus is very, very new. We might not go in there, but it's some newer stuff like that. One thing we're going to avoid doing too is the figures we just had in the in-stock sale, like the Vorgus 2 and the Walter and stuff. We just had those up. We're not going to include any of those. We just know that people just had access to those. So we're going to look and see what we have. There's some other figures too. We might still have some Alithia Wave figures that are bouncing around. So we're not really saying what the newer figures will be, because we're just going to pull that out of our current show stock for current, like more newer figures. But rest assured, you're going to get 2 standard figures, no Legion builders in this.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So
Awesome.
well, that's good.
Yeah,
I mean, no
we're
builder.
excited, and by
Nothing
looking at the
against
chat,
builders.
looks like
Builders are
everybody's
great,
excited
but that
too.
makes
It does.
sense.
It does. I have seen some comments here, and I don't want to go too deep into this, Eric, but we have had some questions from people asking if the mystery boxes are going to impact or eliminate the all-star vote for this year. I mean, this is the time of the year where normally we would be doing an all-star vote. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of reissues of older figures in this. And over the last few years, we've kind of moved around all-stars a little bit. With this being the 10-year anniversary,
Here it comes.
we're kind of throwing everything into the mix, and we're changing things up to, do some new things, to be some surprises. I think, Eric, it's fair to say we're going to see some changes with all-stars and version 2s of figures this year. Would you agree?
For sure, yeah. I mean, that's every year, especially for, I don't know, maybe the past 3 or 4 years, we see the excitement, of course, is still always there for all stars. But, we're seeing like the number of figures that we feel comfortable putting up for all stars, those numbers dwindling down a little bit. And, for various reasons. And largely, like what we talked about is, we don't want to put out an all-star of a character that, maybe within the year we want to do a 2.0 of.
Sure. Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, we're just kind of reevaluating a lot of I definitely would not say all-stars is gone. It's just kind of
Translation. All stars don't sell well.
And
Exactly.
going back to these particular characters here, like I said earlier, there's a lot of characters here that, haven't been close enough on the vote that, but a lot of people still want, a lot of people been paying heavily for it. They just never quite make the cut. So it's a way to get some of those figures out there. But then also in regards to our 2.0 situation, these characters, where it may be a case of figures that are going to go out, or a small batch of the characters that are going to go out, that doesn't cancel out a 2.0 possibility the same way that doing, taking a full order for figures and doing a full scale run would.
Yeah.
So it's allowing us to try some different things, and then
So 2.0 Thistlethorn is still on the table, guys.
forward. And just keep in mind, I mean, we're only in April, and this is our multiple anniversary year. So there's a lot of cool stuff that we have, yet to show and yet to announce. And so, everybody's only seeing part of the picture right now.
Absolutely. And with that, guys, Eric, I think we'll revisit this conversation around All-Stars, reissues, version 2s, and all of this. Let's revisit that, down the road just a little bit. Because for now, I want everyone to bask in the awesomeness of the Mysteries of Mythos. If you're just tuning in, we'll recap very quickly. Check out our social channels because we're going to have all of this. The Mysteries of Mythos, these blind box surprise packages, they will go up for sale on storehorseman.com next Monday. That's April 22nd at 11 a.m. Eastern time. For $75, you're going to get 2 figures. You're going to get one of the chase figures shown here on this list in this graphic. You're guaranteed to get one of these. You're also going to get another standard figure from a newer wave, something old, something new, to really show you kind of the history of the line that has happened over the years. Another cool thing we're doing with this that Diego told us about is, as part of this, we are testing out flat rate shipping. So regardless of where you are in the United States, this is only for domestic orders, you will have an option to do $10 or $9.99 flat rate shipping.
That's pretty good on the flat rate, because I mean, I could say like I'm 45 minutes from them, but 2 figures would cost me $9. So like if Steve, like if you ordered 4 figures, say you ordered 4 figures from them, I bet you your shipping would be $14 at least. So you're already saving on that. So that is a
Nice to have
pretty
it out
good
in the
deal.
open.
Yeah,
Because it's
that's-
like after such a long time of
Steve's not
planning
with
and
us.
all that,
He's doing
Well,
something
then
else
after
right now.
2 weeks
Okay.
of speculation.
Yeah, I think he's thinking
then
about-
the year becomes, you know,
Oh, you
Shipping
were
everyone
ignored.
should want, yeah.
Good deal.
out there. We don't want to.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
we
because
don't
if you
want
ship,
people to be
if you
disappointed,
ordered
so
4 figures from them in a normal sale,
it's good
it would
to
be,
kind
I
of,
guarantee
you
it'd be
know,
like
break
$14.
fuel on this and
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's someone out there that is excited for these figures, but really wanted that quilt. That's like, well, this is cool, but if it would have been a quilt. So with that, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to everyone in the chat that has joined and checked this out. Remember, next Monday, Mysteries of Mythos. We'll see you then. Bye,
So
everyone.
it's like a week from today.
Week from today, you can get your hands on some of those figures.
So, not what we expected. None expected.
I'm kind of bummed that nobody's dying.
Well, these are 1.0 figures that are dying, or the 2.0. No, that's far-fetched. Far-fetched.
I can't get
No,
anything
it's. I think it's kind of fun.
Mhm.
Like there's none of those figures I really need, but I want to do it just because I think it's. It's a surprise that it shows up. It's kind of fun. I mean, I'm at least gonna get one.
One box just to see what will happen.
Yeah,
You're gonna get the Ragnar. They're gonna pick it out for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Probably will.
actually just. This is for Steven. I think
Yeah.
he needs.
yeah. People be like, they think that they think it's a good thing to be close to the studio. No, they're gonna mess with me just like I would mess with somebody, and they're like, you give them Ragnar. And if anybody who's listened to the show, they'll probably give me a Delphina and a Ragnar.
Yeah.
2 older figures? Oh, you would
No.
get hate for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but they might do it just to mess with me.
I wonder, like I said, I don't know what I will get, but honestly, as a new collector coming in, I think you would get a lot of the boxes, boxes.
Yeah, if
This
you
is
got
a
the
great
cash.
opportunity as a new collector of the line. A great opportunity.
And I mean, if they're going to try to not give you the same,
Yeah.
then that's pretty good because, if you buy 10 boxes, you're going to get 10 of those figures, and they're all going to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, I know it's a lot of money. That's seven. That would be what $750, but
And $10 shipping.
yeah, but 10, yeah.
$760. But still, like, so do that math. $760 divided by 20 figures. Someone do that math, because I'm actually doing something else, but what is that?
Yeah, it's like 38.
Yeah, I mean, that's not crazy. I mean, show prices are 40 on the figures.
Yeah, and you won't get yeah, you're right. I think, of course they're getting in a lot of new figures, and they're crowded, and their storage, and they find all these boxes, and they figure like, okay, what are we gonna do with these? And this solution is actually a good way for them to both get rid of the figures. I mean that I don't mean that in a negative way, but get the storage space and make something really good for a lot of people, and at the same time, some of these figures that they have many boxes of, I think this is a smart way to get rid of them, actually, because
Yeah.
they have 25 cases of thump that they need to get rid. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
The only reason I don't agree with that is because at shows we barely saw Thump. He did appear at one show recently. I can't remember which one, but I would think if they were sitting on cases of him, he would have appeared at shows.
Oh,
No,
but
Cookie have found the boxes now. They've been looking.
That's true.
Anyway, there are the Cater figure that's like, that would be nice, but I rarely buy the mystery box idea. I think it's a fun idea. I think there's a lot of people gonna be very happy with this.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm a little bit boring myself, and I feel like I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. And
Well,
yeah, I'm
mean,
usually not big on mystery boxes.
Yeah.
Never. I rarely ever buy a mystery box. But in this case, like I said, you're gonna get something that's fun, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
So I mean,
look
why
at there's some
not?
good figures there.
There are some great figures there. Like I could yeah. There's great figures there. And
There's figures there like they said in the broadcast that really just aren't going to get all starred, right? I mean, like they're great, but I don't see some of them getting all starred like as easily because the way that
Yeah.
voting sways, you know.
But I mean,
Yeah.
if anyone doesn't have Mandibulus, you need to have Mandibulus.
And the tree guy, what's the tree guy's name again?
Faustia?
Yeah.
He's
It's
great.
something like that.
He's a great figure, and let's face it, like I don't see him getting picked up for All Stars
No.
anytime soon. But he's still a good figure.
I like Lord Viteris. I think it's a really cool figure, and I
That is
don't
a cool
see that
figure.
one coming.
Yeah.
Now, like Thistleborn, I could see him. I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe
I agree.
maybe it's just Jesse that makes me think he's more popular than he is. But
Well, none of the 2.0s are quite as popular as we think.
You-
I think
Do you
that's just
think-
the way it is. Like I think there's a lot of guys that just don't even buy 2.0s. Now, like the three of us, we do because we're kind
Yeah.
of like completists and we recognize like how they are, what they are. But I know from talking to just all kinds of different people and seeing what their buying habits are, there's a lot of people that they really just don't buy 2.0 at all.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
2.0. But yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 2.0 body style,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
slimmer.
I thought you meant the
know.
version 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, look at both of the elves. I have none of the rangers there. I mean, the dark elf, shadow elf, and the ranger.
Oh,
And
those
they
are
are
great.
cool. Those are cool figures.
Yeah.
is that Gonks in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
And-
a straight up 1.0. That'd be a great one for somebody to get.
Egalis is awesome too. That's actually a really cool figure especially with the new stands that you can get the stand so easily.
He was in the first in stock sale that I
Yep.
was part of, I think.
America.
You
he's
know,
so American.
Of all of these figures, I would think that, both Mandibulus and Morgulith could get a 2.0 version.
Yeah, but like Eric said, it doesn't matter because it's not like they're putting out like 150 cases of
Yeah.
Mandibulus, so it's like that. I'm guessing possibly one, maybe two
But I
cases
mean-
won't affect that.
I mean, when I look at Mandibulus, he's an old figure, and I still keep saying him as one of the best figures, if not even the best. There's something about him, so it's it doesn't have to be complicated to be a greater figure. You don't
Right.
have to
No.
have.
I love Lord Aiden.
He is there, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't have him. Somehow he slipped. I realized when I was like checking things the other day, I was like, holy, how do I not
Do you
have him?
want
I know
him?
what's that?
Do you want him?
Oh yeah, I want everything. But I somehow like I must have traded them by accident thinking I had two. And when I went and like re-inventoried my actual like collection that I don't touch, I was like, "Oh, wait, I don't have him." And I was shocked because I thought I did. So out of everything on that chart, guys, what is there anything on there you wouldn't want? Like honestly, like if you got it in the box and you're basically getting it for $38, is there a figure on there, Steven, that you would say, "Oh, I don't want this"?
Honestly, I know we've been joking, but I really wouldn't want Ragna because I've already got a Ragna that's not out of the package, and so that would be the one. I guess. Other than that, that would be the only one I guess that I really wouldn't.
So you would honestly get that if you opened your mystery box and you got that figure, you would try to get rid of it. You wouldn't just like even use it for customs or anything.
I might use it for custom. I don't know if I'd get rid of it. I mean, she's fine if you break her up. I can make her a goblin or something.
Okay, Emil, same question.
And go with thump. I think I have 10 thumps.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
in boxes.
So that's not Thump's fault. That's your fault for buying so
It
many
is.
thumps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. I got very eager.
Yeah.
But I mean, mm,
Go ahead.
there are 2 more figures: Hagnon, and Borger.
Mm-hmm.
I love Warrior.
I know you do. I know you do, and that that's one thing that we appreciate about the line. That I don't like something and you love it. You have
but-
good taste in other things.
Like Swedish men.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Which one would you be like if you could pick one? Which one would you pick?
Oh, first, Len, was there any figure here that you didn't want to?
Well, thank you. Well, honestly, no. I think I'd want every single one of them. I don't think there's one in there that I would be upset with. The only one that I would be like, with would be the Vampire Knight. He's just not my favorite figure out of like, I know, and I have them, but it is an amazing like base because you could slap an like a Mind Flayer head on it or another vampire's head on it and make a cool figure out of it. So
Doesn't he look like he would be the butler of the vampires?
oh, most definitely.
It does. Yeah. If you do Batman as a vampire, that there we have. What's his name? Come on, the butler. Alfred.
Alfred. Yeah.
That's his name now. Alfred.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't really think. There's not really anyone on there that. And I'll tell you what, as someone that likes to do trades and things like that, they're all great trade fodder too.
Yeah.
If you got one of these, I can't look at any of them and think that except for maybe Thump, that he might be hard to get rid of, or like you couldn't trade for something else that you missed or that you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So what the next question, Steve? What was the question you had for us?
Which one, if you could pick one for yourself out of this group, which one would you grab?
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Kador right away. Yeah, I don't have him, and somehow I think I would like him. I'm not a completionist. I don't have every figure, but that one I think he would feel right on the shelves.
yeah. He makes me uncomfortable with no shirt, so I'm gonna say, Sir, what's his name? The Templar. Who's that, Steve?
Godfrey.
Godfrey. Yeah, because I don't have him. I would never even like go on the hunt for him. I wouldn't even think about getting him. But if I could pick one to just get, that would be it. At $38, if that makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I could hunt for him now and pay up. But if I can get him like on a mystery box, then I would definitely want him.
Snag would be nice.
What about you, Steve?
I think I'd go with a Red Shield Soldier.
Really?
What? Really?
Just as I really like them, and it's an army builder, so I could use it. And I mean, I've already got some of these laying around. I mean, I had a lot of them not a lot of them. I had many of them for sale at MesquiCon. I had Mandibulus for sale at MesquiCon. I had Calavius for sale at MesquiCon. I had Lord Aiden. I've got Borrier. I think I sold a Borrier to Curtis, I think. I've got an extra Bromden laying around. I've got a few Torgans laying around. There's a lot of these I just would be like throwing in a stack. But with the Red Shield Soldier, I could be
You
like,
are Lord
oh.
Steven.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I told you guys what I did back in the day when the 2.0 or the Advent of Decay was on Big Bad Toy Store. It was on there for quite a while. You know, it didn't sell out. It took quite a while to sell out.
Yeah.
So what I did during that time is every week I got paid, I would buy a couple and put them in my pile of loot. And so I have that's where all these figures I'm talking about came from. Is I put them in, I had this big pile of loot, and then after it got, so I did that until everything sold out. So I ended up with these extra figures. So yeah.
So based on that story, Steven, next question for you. Do you think this is going to screw up your retirement fund
No.
that you just did with those figures?
I don't. Because for one thing, people can't pick them.
Yep.
And there doesn't sound like there's that much of them to flood the market. I think that there's still going to be a lot of people, and people aren't going to be able to buy enough to get, like, if you missed out on Advent of Decay, like you're a newcomer to the line, there's no way you're going to, I mean, very few people are going to be able to buy enough to get all these figures. There's still going to be holes.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't going to fill hole. I mean, it's going to fill a hole in your collection or two, but it's not going to fill your collection.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really
like
going to, you know. Yeah.
I agree
That
with
is
you. Yeah. I don't think it's going to affect the secondary market on them. It might immediately, like in the next, 4 weeks time period, we might see some of these figures not being moved as much or not command the prices they did. But I think it'll just go back to normal. Like in 2 months' time, everything will be like, you're still looking at $100 plus figures on a lot of these, even after them. Which I know isn't super important to everyone, but there's a bunch of people. There's a decent percentage of our community that does buy like that for that purpose. So I think that's an interesting aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think this is really cool. A snag would be fun too, because I do have a snag, but I love. He's one of my very, very favorites.
Yeah.
So
great. So to recap the news, next Monday at 11 a.m. So people are we're gonna have to take off of work on next Monday at 11. How fast do you guys think that these are going to sell out, Steven?
I think they're going to be around for a day and a half.
Emil?
My guess was 5 days.
Okay. I am going to do 2 days just to beat Steve by half a day.
And then
If these go in a day, if they're gone by 11 a.m. Tuesday, I am going to be absolutely shocked, right? Like, I think that's not, even though we don't know how many there are, like, that's going to be like, he said that there's enough for everyone. If there's enough that they're not putting limits, that means there's a decent amount to me.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I would be shocked if these were gone in 24 hours.
Well, okay. So, do you think they will sell out?
Yes. Oh.
Oh yeah. I definitely think that they will sell out. Emil
They're
just dropped
definitely
out.
sell out. I think that they will definitely sell out. I think they're going to sell out. I don't know. You know what's tough is because remember when the very first reinforcements wave came, and people thought they were going to last a decent time, and I think even the studio, even Jeremy was like, "Oh yeah, they're going to be out for a while," and they were gone crazy fast. I mean, this could be that case easily, and that's a little scary.
For sure. For sure.
All right, I don't know if Emil's going to be back or not.
I don't know.
He said he's going to edit this, so he could possibly edit his loss. Oh, there he is.
Sorry.
You're back.
It's a good idea to use the charger on your laptop.
Oh yeah. that helps.
So,
Well, I think you got anything else, guys, before we close down?
Nope.
No, I think we're good. Let's see what happens next Monday. See how our predictions hold. We can talk about it on next week's live show, which should be next Thursday, right? We're going to have a live, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday.
yes. It's gonna be interesting.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, thanks for everybody who watched with us, and let us know what you think in the comments. And yeah, we will see you soon for the brand new show. We've done some talking today, trying to put together something fun for everybody. And it's all Emil's fault if we don't. But until then, we'll see you around the land of Mythos and Cosmere.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.